Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm E4ma. Today we'll be drafting a basic block pattern. So if this is a kind of content you want to watch, stay tuned and watch till the end. Hi, these are all the things I need to make this basic block pattern. I used my straight ruler, I have my curve, of course my scissors, my pencil, my pen, and of course my pattern paper. So to begin, these are all the measurements that we need. We need the chest measurement, we need the bust measurement, the waist measurement, and then the hip line measurement. So the first thing I'm going to mark is my bust measurement, my shoulder to bust measurement. So my shoulder to bust measurement is 11 inches. So I marked 11 inches here. Marked 19 inches, which is my waistline measurement, and I marked 27 inches, which is my hip line measurement. So I'm just going to mark it again across like this, so I make sure I get it on a straight line. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take my bust measurement, divide it into 4, and then place the measurement across this way. Okay, my bust measurement is 37 inches divided by 4 is 9.2 inches. All right, then I put 9.2 inches here. All right, then my waist measurement is 30 divided by 4 is 7.2 inches. So I'm going to add a 1 inch, a 1 inch allowance, 1 inch, extra 1 inch. That 1 inch is for the dart intake. Okay, and instead of marking 7.2, I'm now going to mark 8.2 on my waistline, and I marked 8.2 on my waistline, and then down to my hip line, I'm going to mark I'm also going to mark my waist, my hip measurement divided by 4. So I mark that here, and I'm going to draw a line across. So after marking a line across, what I'm going to do is to connect these lines. Okay, I'm just going to connect them like so. So I'm going to go ahead and use my curve to curve this place, because you know the human body is not actually this sharp. So I'm just going to use my curve and blend this place. Okay, now after I was done doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is come up to the neck, right, and just make a basic neckline, which is 3 inches, 3 by 3 inches. All right, this is a basic neckline. From here you can get any neckline, any desired neckline you want, and I'm just going to use my curve to connect it like so. I'm going to use my curve to connect it. So this is what you have. Then I'm going to input my shoulder measurement. Shoulder measurement I'm working with here is 15 inches, and I'm just going to divide it into 2, which will give us 7.5, and I'm just going to input it here, the measurements here. All right, remember everything we are doing now, we are not putting allowance, because I'm going to put allowance on our fabric when we are making use of these bodies. Okay, so because our shoulder is not exactly straight, our shoulder is a little curved, so I'm going to come down on the shoulder by 1 inches here, and then I'm going to connect it the straight line from the neckline. Okay, I'm going to connect it down to the shoulder line with a straight line. Okay, when I was done doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is my armhole measurement, and the formula I use to get my round hole measurement is my bust divided by 6 plus 1.5, and what I have is 7.6, and I inputted it here. Then when I got that, what I did was I also take exactly the measurement I have here, 7.5. I also marked it here. It's going to help me get a straight line. Okay, then I'm going to draw a straight line from my shoulder line. All right, from that place my shoulder line ends down to my bust line, like so. And then this place my armhole ends, I'm going to draw a straight line to meet my armhole line. Okay, and I'm going to extend it by 1 inch, but by 1.5 inch actually. I'm going to extend it by 1.5 inch. Alright, and then I'm going to connect it to my bust measurement. Okay, then on this my armhole measurement, I'm going to divide this line by 2. So I'm going to divide it by 2. Alright, then I'm going to mark half of it. Just want to find the middle of this my armhole measurement, and when I got this, I'm going to come in by 1.5 cm. Alright, I'm going to come in by 1.5 cm, and then I'm going to connect this point right here, this point, and then this point right here to get my front armhole line. Okay, so I'm going to connect it using my curve. Right, so when I was done doing that, this is what it looks like. Okay, but then the next thing we're going to do is to measure my nipple to nipple measurement, and my nipple to nipple measurement is 4 inches. So I'm just going to mark 4 inches from the bust line down to the hip line. Okay, so when I was done doing that, remember okay, first of all, I'm going to draw a straight line across. I'm going to draw a straight line across that 4 inches and just add. So remember we added a 1 inch dart allowance on our waistline, so we are going to take that out now by going out on our waistline with half inches on both sides. Okay, half inches, and then when we are done doing that, so we're going to come down from our bust measurement by 1 inch, and then we're going to come up from our hip line measurement by 2 inches. Okay, so this is where our dart is going to start, and this is where it's going to end. I'm just going to make something like a small triangle. I'm just going to mark my dart, and it should look like something like a small triangle. All right. I'm just going to do so in the two sides. Okay, when I was done doing that, so this is what it looks like. This is basically it, guys, for the front bodies. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just draft the back bodies. So for the back pattern, instead of going ahead to start drawing all the lines over on the back, what I did was just to place the front on top of the back like this, then I held it down with a pin. Okay, so it doesn't move. Alright, so it's simple. It's almost the same thing for the back. So the only thing I'm going to change for the back is the neckline, which is going to be 1 inch for the back, 1 inch by that same 3 inches. So I'm just going to connect this with my curve. and then also the armhole, because the armhole for the back is not going to be as deep as the armhole for the front. So I'm just going to connect the armhole for the back like this, using that same line of the armhole that we have. Okay, alright, so this is the armhole for the back and this is armhole for the front. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw a little notch for the front, and I'm going to do a double notch for the back, so I know this is the armhole for the back. Okay, so I'm just going to cut right out. I'm just going to cut it out together using the back. I'm going to cut it using the back, so as not to so as to know that the first one I'm cutting is the back. So I'm just going to trace out the back like this. So when I'm done, I'm going to now separate it and then trace out the front as well. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. So you see where I'm cutting. Remember to say we are going to cut for the back first. So the armhole I'm cutting from is the armhole for the back. This is going to be the armhole for the back. Right. So what we are doing, I'll just remove this pattern paper, set it aside, and then we're going to now work on this pattern. Okay, so I'm just going to separate this. First of all, I'm going to mark this as the center front. Okay, this is the center front, this is the chest line, this is the bust line, this is the waist line, and this is the hip line. Okay, so I'm just going to separate this, but while I was separating it, I just want to make marks. Okay, just make tiny marks, so we don't have to start measuring again. I'm just going to draw a straight line on all my lines using this mark. Okay, so we don't have to start drawing lines again. Okay, so I'll just separate this. Then when I was done separating it, I'm just going to cut out the neckline and the armhole line for the front. And also the armhole line. This one is for the front. Okay. Alright, then when we're done doing that, I'm going to go ahead to work on this back, the little things that is remaining for the back. Okay, so I'm just going to take horizontal lines across those marks that we made. Remember, this is my bust line, this is my waistline, and that is my hip line. Okay, and then we're also going to impute our nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4. Remember this remember that this pattern, this basic bodice we are drafting, don't have a zipper allowance yet. So when you are drafting this, when you are cutting this on your real fabric, remember to always add your zipper allowance. Okay, I'm just going to also take my dash line, straight line, just like we did for the front. Then I'm going to extend this to the chest. One difference between the front and the back is that the that starts 1 inch below the chest line and 2 inches above the hip line. Okay, while the front starts 1 inch below the bust line and then stops it 2 inch below the waistline. Okay, Then I'm just going to also draw in my dart like we did for the front. But this back, like I said before, starts 1 inch below the chest line, while the front starts 1 inch below the bust line, but they both end the same place, which is 2 inch below the hip line. Okay, so after drawing in my dart, that is all for this tutorial. So this, let's call this is my center back, sorry, is my center back, and this is my center front. Okay, this is your basic pattern. So guys, do like, comment and share. All right, also subscribe to my channel to be getting stuff like this. Okay, thank you, and see you later in my next video.